got a red dot, folks. Welcome back to Akron's hottest and fastest growing show, 3 to go. I'm your host, Hank Forrest, coming to you live from somewhere atop North Hill.
North Hill.
We are back next to the highway. You can see and hear Route 8 in the distance right over to your left, to our right. So we're going to be shouting this whole video to make sure that you can hear us talking, because the din of Route 8 is going by. And also,
It's a little loud.
It's loud, and there's tractors moving dirt around here and stuff. But I'm here with Ben.
Hello.
Ben, 330 Ben.
Yes.
Now, we met Ben what seems like 75 years ago.
Yeah.
Pre-pandemic.
Yeah. A long time ago.
And we were at Acme, and we talked about this new project, this new idea called Rubber City Reuse.
Yes.
So tell us about Rubber City Reuse. For those that didn't see that, remind us what you guys do.
Yeah, I think it was like, boy, how long ago was it at this point?
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years ago, yeah. So at this point, we're kind of off the ground. What we do is we take food scraps and paper scraps from households, businesses, industries, and then we bring them with our community garden partners. We bring them to community gardens, and we make compost out of it. So it's kind of cool. We keep them out of landfill, and we get to reuse this material for composting, growing, you name it. It's a really cool concept. Like I said, we've been at it almost 2 years now, so we're really getting off the ground. Yeah, it's exciting. I'm glad you can be here today, and we can talk compost.
So just so you guys know where we're at the I can never say it right.
Akron
Cooperative Farms.
Yes.
Akron Cooperative Farms. It's so hard to say that real fast. All right, so it's located just around the corner from Patterson Park area,
Yep.
over in North Hill. And they've been around, how many years have they been around now?
This will be our third growing season.
So 3 growing seasons.
Yes.
Now, you hear the tractor coming by. That's Doug. You guys met Doug because we were live here at Akron Cooperative Farms, again, before the pandemic, so about 2 years ago. And they have a stronger foothold now in terms of what they are doing here. And if you remember correctly, to give you the brief history, these are basically sharecropped plots. So people will rent to use the plot, and they will garden right here in North Hill.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, and it's initially it was designed to help a lot of the Bhutanese community up here in North Hill, and it has opened up to other folks as well.
Yeah, it's open to everyone.
Yeah, right now we've got. There were 2 classes here earlier. Now there's 1 class still here from Hudson High School. They are here right now, and they are in class gardening right now. Okay, so they're here working. But right now, what we're going to do is what I would consider to be some gross stuff. And we're going to talk about composting and how you can do it at home.
Yeah.
All right, but first we're going to get into the big stuff, which is where they do it here through Rubber City Reuse. So go ahead and talk us through this, Ben. I'm going to run the camera.
This is basically one of our main sites. So this would be, these buckets here. This is what we collect from people's households. So we pick this up every Friday, full of food scraps, full of paper scraps. We bring them here. We toss them on the pile. We add a little bit of wood chips to the paper and the food scraps. And this is what you're going to get. This is like stage 1 of what we're looking at compost-wise.
All right, look at all this flies.
So yeah, you got flies.
Oh my God. So
you can see,
bin 1.
there's some corn on the cob if you're hungry. Some paper, things like that.
How do you just get used to the smell?
Oh yeah, dude, I don't even notice it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, what's really sucks is when I come home and I smell like it. It like gets in your pores. It's really gross.
Okay.
But hey, it's passion, man. I'm passionate about it because I think to the equivalent, in 2 years, we've kept the equivalent of like 2,000 cars off the road. So just by like composting, we've done like the equivalent of shutting down a power plant, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
But anyway, so this would be like stage 1.
All right.
Over here, we've got stage 2. This is probably about like a month into the decomposition process. This is where you're gonna see like less corn on the cob and more just mush, basically.
Okay.
Don't mind this. People love to add their own fruits and veggies, but they never add it to the right spot.
Okay. Oh.
So you'll start to see some steam.
What's that steam coming up?
Yeah, so it's like, what is it, about 80 degrees right now? And you can still see some steam. Our hottest pile, the core of our hottest pile will get to about a little less than about 150 degrees, I think it is right now. I gotta check the temp today.
What causes that? Is it methane?
Yeah, so that's just a natural, breakdown. It's just a natural chemical reaction of nitrogen and carbon.
Okay.
So we want 3 parts carbon, or dried leaves, paper, things like that, to 1 part nitrogen, which is food scraps. So once those kind of intermingle, they start to break down. When they break down, they give off heat, and that's where you get this steam.
Wow. You said up to 150 degrees in there?
Yeah. I think the hottest I've ever got it is a little south of 180.
How do you check the temperature? Do you have a gauge or something?
We do. So we have a real long thermometer, about this long. It's just called a compost thermometer, and that's also what tells us when to turn the compost. So when the temperature gets around 100 degrees, 120, a little less, that's when we know to turn it. Because we want to keep that chemical reaction going. We want to keep it nice and hot.
Okay.
Because that's what facilitates the breakdown of material, the killing of any seeds that might be in there, and bacteria and things like that. So we want hot heat. So
okay.
As you can see,
I mean, we see the steam coming right up.
The deeper I go, the more steam you'll get.
Have you ever had a pile like get too hot and catch on fire?
No, luckily it's never caught fire. So these are our bio bags, by the way. So kind of an exciting thing. Some of our customers use a bag actually that is compostable. It breaks down. It's made of whatever, organic matter, I guess. So it's kind of cool to see these. I always like when they come down, and they break down just as quick as food scraps, believe it or not.
So one of the questions a viewer just had is, when is it done? How do you know when to turn it or move it?
Yeah, absolutely. So kind of the third pile, I guess, after it started to break down, then we have this area here. So we know it's done when the temperature, the chemical reaction kind of stops. The temperature drops. No matter how much we turn it, no matter what we do to it, it stays kind of cool, which is what we have here. So the best thing I could tell you is just eyesight. You know what I mean? After a while, after doing it so long, you can just look at a pile and say, okay, it's done.
Well, and for the viewers back home, just to give a general description with me just not knowing what I'm talking about.
Sure.
When you look at this pile, which is bin 1, it just looks like rotten stuff. Okay?
Yeah.
This looks more like, bin 2 looks more like what you would see in like the fall after like the leaves have started to decompose in your yard.
Yep.
And bin 3 completely looks like almost like a bag of mulch that you would buy, or peat moss that you would buy at the store.
Yeah. And so the complete process is about 3 months. Before our shredder broke, we used to shred everything. That was really disgusting. But it's about 3 months process from food scraps to finished product. And as you can see, there's no heat here. It's pretty much done.
Okay.
You might have a banana peel kind of pop up from time to time, or a piece of paper, but for the most part, this is a finished product. So we'll take this and we'll spread this for the most part on the fields. It's ready to rock and roll. We also give some back to our customers. People that give us food scraps get like a cubic yard of free compost a year, which is kind of cool. So you can give your food scraps to us and we give you back good dirt. Is a
shredder something that you guys need?
No, not necessarily. It just makes the process quicker. So basically what I did is I took a kind of just one of your yard like branch mulchers that you see people feed sticks into, and it mulches and grinds it all up. I took that, I modified it for food scraps, but it's having some issues running. So basically what it did is it would take like an apple and break it down into like a mush. So the more broken down you can get the food scraps and the paper, the quicker Mother Nature can do her job, basically.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, so these big bins are great for Rubber City reuse, but from a practicality standpoint, us normal folk are not going to be able to have this in our backyard. So what do you suggest as far as being able to do at home?
Right. Yeah, these are a little more than you want in your backyard. So over here we have kind of what's a good example of what people use at home. Even these might be a little bigger. I always tell people though, when it comes to composting, there's never really like any hard rules. If you want to compost, it can be as simple as just tossing your food scraps in the woods, or just tossing them in a pile and, you know, adding some leaves here and there. But so this is what we have. This is what we used before we kind of went larger scale, I guess. And mind the weeds, sorry, it's early spring. So you have your 3-bin system just like we do over there. And we have these slats just to kind of keep it in so you can get the shovel in there and turn the material. But the reason you'll see a lot of like 3 bins or 3 hoppers, whatever, for compost is, you know, you always have kind of your first stage, and then anytime you go to turn it, you'll just add it to the next bin. When that's ready to turn, add it to the next bin. And there's kind of like a 3-month rule of thumb. With 3 months is usually about how long it takes to break some food scraps down. So, you know, if you look at it this way, here's your first month, second month, third month. And you can build something like this in your backyard. Price of lumber right now is a little ridiculous, but it's just lumber and chicken wire is really all it is.
Just pallets.
Yeah, pallets is what a lot of people use. I like using pallets. It's good reuse, obviously.
So my question then is, let's talk about oxygen. Do these have to be exposed to the air?
Yeah, so that's why you turn it. And that's why pallets are so great, because it kind of keeps the pile off the ground and lets oxygen get in from the bottom. As with any chemical reaction, you really want the oxygen to kind of keep it going. That's what makes the bacterial and the microbes really eat more, I guess, if you will. But so that's why you turn it. And that's also why composting is so much better than sending it to a landfill, because at a landfill, the material doesn't get that oxygen that helps it break down. So when it doesn't get that oxygen, it creates methane, which is a greenhouse gas and depletes the ozone layer. When you compost, you're introducing oxygen to the breakdown process, so you don't get that release of methane, which is why it's a great impact for the environment. And like I said earlier, it's kind of the equivalent of keeping cars off the road, because you're taking that breakdown process and adding oxygen to it, which is awesome.
Well, and I know methane is flammable, right?
Is what?
Flammable.
Yes.
We know from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah. That's a great movie. Yeah, it is flammable. And in fact, a lot of landfills, you'll see a flare off in the distance. They'll flare it off, which is obviously a waste, but I guess they make the rationality that it's better than just going in the atmosphere as it is. So.
All right, so Barb asked the question, with the pallets, do you need to make sure that they're not treated wood?
No, it doesn't terribly matter. In fact, treated wood might be a little better. It might hold up.
Because it doesn't rot in compost itself, right?
Yeah, I don't see it leaching into the soil. So you should be fine. Most pallets are going to be heat treated, which isn't going to hurt you.
All right, so let's take a walk in the farm here. Here comes Doug on the tractor.
We had a little party here last night.
Yeah, I see that. I think you put it on camera.
Oh yeah.
Is this tractor new?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
It's donated to us by Lepo Rents.
How long ago did we get the tractor?
About 2 months ago.
2 months ago. Doug, how you doing?
Good, Scott. How are you?
I'm living the COVID dream, man.
All right. Yeah, that's
So,
right.
we're
I'll tell you what. Yeah, we had Lepo Rents. We had Dale Lepo. He came out here and helped us to build some compost over the winter from November, December, January. And we got the good news that they were going to donate this nice little front end loader And I tell you what, it's come in really, really handy.
I would think that that's a game changer for you guys.
It absolutely is. We're having a great time here.
So Lepo Rents with a donation to Akron Cooperative. There's the tractor. So Doug's happy.
I'm very happy. All right.
All right, man.
Okay, see ya.
All right, take care. All right, so just to show the pile real quick.
Yeah.
So once that's done over there, then that's the big pile.
Yeah, so this is our cured compost. Some of the stuff on the side there, that's from Visio growers. They're a microgreens grower.
Okay.
They donate their spent growing topsoil, whatever it is, and we add that as well.
So now, once the compost is there,
Yeah.
is it now usable for all the farmers that are here?
Yeah. So once it's done, we use it here at the garden, or there's a lot of other nonprofit gardens here in and around Akron that will donate some to it if they need compost.
So they could come and pick it up and all that. Okay.
Yeah. Because we've got plenty, and we're always getting more. So.
Okay. All right. So, folks, you just saw Doug, and I had met him a couple of years ago, right, when they were just getting started, and the area was a lot smaller, and you could see we're standing in the middle now of basically there's three farm tiers here. So there's field A, which is this field right in front of us here. Field B here is in the middle, and field C is over on the other side of the building, which right off the rip, I'll tell you that they did not have the greenhouses when I was here last time.
Right, we just built those last fall.
Okay, so those are new.
I say we, but it was like 2 people.
We're gonna take a walk here, but to give you an idea, you could see how big of a space are the plots?
So it depends. We've got 10 by 10, 10 by 30, 10 by 20. It just kind of depends on what size you want.
Okay.
Here we're actually creating more plots. So here's a good example of what we use the compost for. These were old baseball infields. They're real dusty, sandy. It's not really good soil for growing.
It's like clay.
Yeah, it's really hard. Doesn't hold moisture well. So what we're doing is we're adding the compost here. We'll then till that into the ground, and that'll give us more room for plots. So we're always growing. We kind of maxed out our tillable land, and so we needed to take these infields and turn them into plots. So that's what we're doing currently with the compost here. This is our new accessibility garden. So this is really exciting. This is, we just had these built. This will be for folks for like in wheelchairs and things like that, so they can come out and enjoy, gardening as well. So we just had these built. Super exciting. But yeah.
Raised garden beds then?
We've got some raised beds down here that we just built. And they were just toiling around in here this morning. I'm not sure what they got. It looks like a couple tomato plants, a flower. Yeah, here's a good looking tomato plant.
And that was the group that was here from school, from Hudson, right?
I think they were helping with it.
I saw them out here working.
I actually think these are private. I forget. This is actually a teacher from North High School across the highway.
Gotcha.
This is his class.
Okay, because there were 2 classes here.
Yes. We get, there were some students from Hudson, and then there were some students from North across the highway as well. So I think this is the North group.
So talk to us about water. I see we got a water hookup right here.
Yeah, we've got water all throughout the garden, even as far south as the first field. So, it's pretty essential for growing, and we didn't want to make gardeners have to like trek a mile to fill up buckets. So we ran water lines all throughout the garden.
Okay. Very cool.
It's exciting until we accidentally leave them on in the winter, and then I've got to dig up busted water main, which I've spent the past 2 months doing. So.
I did that. I did that at my house. I forgot it was the last whatever of the year, and I left the darn thing on, and I totally forgot. And it blew. It ruptured where the hose connects.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it.
Yeah.
And it ran for a month once it thawed.
Dude, it sucks.
And I got a water bill for $500.
Yeah, ours was $2,000.
Yeah.
We've got a few more spigots than probably at your house here at the farm. But,
yeah.
It did the same thing. It ran, and we got a $2,000 water bill, and that's when we thought, okay, something's not right. And
So we followed all the lines and found them.
So how do the finances work here? So do people, like, how does it work? Do people just rent, or do you guys get grants too, or how's that all work?
So we're all donation based. So obviously we get some of our funds from the gardener's fees. You know, if someone wants a plot to garden at, it's usually about $30 for a season. So we obviously raise money that way, but most of it's just donations from folks.
Okay.
I try and engage a lot of my customers through rubber seed reuse. A lot of them are really awesome with donating. This will be our first year with our own board.
Okay. What about something like this, like these improvement areas? Is that like a project that somebody does?
Yes, so it's not just financial donations. We always encourage people to come out and, you know, just turn a shovel if you can, because that's what we had here actually. So this whole swale, this little bridge, these were all built by volunteers. Those raised beds over there, it's all by volunteers. So I always tell people, you know, even if you can't, you know, donate, you know, money, just, you know, some muscle help is huge around here. Because even with all these gardeners, we have almost 130 gardeners. Believe it or not, the biggest need we have is just people coming and helping build things or helping paint things, helping mow. That's the real big one, is the mowing. That's always fun.
All right, so again, folks, just to give you an idea where we're at, people keep asking.
Yeah.
There's Route 8 right there. Like,
yeah.
I can hit Route 8 by throwing a Frisbee. It's right there. That's Route 8.
That's North High School.
That's the Ocho. We're looking at the Ocho right now. All right. And on the other side over there is the to get in, it's on Ontario Street, which runs directly off Patterson.
Yep.
So we're like a minute from Patterson Park in North Hill, to give you guys an idea. So,
yes.
All right.
Between Talmadge Avenue and Cuyahoga Falls Avenue on Patterson, if you want to look at it that way.
Correct. All right, we'll head over here real quick and just get an idea more of the facility.
Yeah. Check out 330 to go's nice Ford.
Yeah. Things been busy lately.
Yeah, I believe it. So is my little 4Runner.
All right, so we've got facility-wise, we've got storage areas, a gathering area like an office.
Yep. These are kind of some of our storage areas. Up here, we're building Akron's first composting toilet, which is really exciting.
I'm sorry, what?
It's a composting toilet. So it's a toilet that, you know, when you use the restroom, it won't go into the sewer.
Okay.
It will be composted. We won't use it for like crop growth.
Where's that? Where is that?
It's right over here.
That's the one that's covered?
Yeah. So, shout out to all you Akronites with the super high sewer bill because of, you know, our sewer overflows. You should get a composting toilet.
A composting toilet.
Yeah, it's not connected to the sewer, so.
That's this building right here.
That's this building right here. So it's under construction. We're almost done.
Oh, we gotta see this.
But it'll look like a regular toilet when it's done.
Okay.
So, right here will be your toilet.
Okay. Will there be a tank underneath?
Right. So there's like almost like a bin underneath that will hold the material. That is then we add, you know, the carbon, things like that, and it'll turn it into compost.
All right. So in theory, it's the same concept as like with like cow manure.
Same deal.
Okay.
Same deal to a T. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of exciting. Like I said, we won't use it for like crop growth, but we will use it for, you know, building up some low-lying areas. Our flower beds, you know, we're not just crops. We have a huge amount of flower beds. We'll use it for that. And it's kind of exciting because, like I said, it's not connected to the sewer. It uses very little water. So, yeah, composting toilet.
Excellent.
Akron's first. We're innovating out here.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, and then we got our back greenhouse over here.
Yeah, that's our newest tube house. We just built that. I think finished it just a couple months ago, actually.
Okay. All right, so as with everything, you go through periods of growth, and then you let it fill, and then you grow again, and then you let it fill, right?
Yeah.
So you're at that point now where you just grew a little bit, now you got to fill it all up, right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right, and now this area right here, this baseball diamond, is this going to be turned into usable plots?
Yes.
Eventually?
Yes. So we got the first two going. The farthest one's done. The one in the middle is in the process of being turned into garden plots. And then what we've got here is is our last one, and this will eventually be turned into garden plots. Doug wants to put a geodesic dome here, but no one really wants to do that. No one's held It's kind of like a 70s hippie thing. They're not cool anymore.
Hey, I know what they are, though. I know what they are.
Just don't tell Doug.
No, and it's fine, because if I remember, I think Copley High School had like they did like the lunar module thing where they had like a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And they were all used for like hydroponic growing and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's I think what he wants to do. But what was the one thing, like Earth Station or something they did in like the desert, and they had a bunch of those domes?
Right.
What the hell was that called? yeah, same principle.
All right, folks. Hey, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for having me out, man.
Yeah, hey, thanks for coming out. Good to see you again, man.
This is great, and there's a lot of things going on in and around the city of Akron that you may or may not know, and this is one of them, all right? Again, if you want to reach out to them, we have tagged River City Reuse and Akron Cooperative Farms in the title, and someone just put it down in the comments as well. So if you want to help, want to volunteer, if you want to donate your time or your money or materials, you can get a hold of them and you can do that, all right?
Yeah, please do. It's a pleasure having you. Thank you.
Man, thank you so much. Hey, folks, once again on Saturday, I will be back out, and we're going to be working with Camp Quality out in Wingfoot Lake area, talking about their program that they've got coming up for the summer. And then next week, I'll get a haircut at some point. Until then, I don't know where I'm going, but there ain't no sense of being late. Everybody out there, say good night, Shirley.
Good night, Shirley.